You're right.
I now call the Hampton County Council meeting to order for April the 7th, 2025, the 6 o'clock p.m. First, we will have invocation by Councilman Williams, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Jinks. So everyone would please stand if you can.
Let us pray. Most heavenly and gracious Father, we come before you at this hour, giving you all the praise, thanking you for all your many blessings that you bestowed upon us. Lord, we want to thank you for each individual that thought it was a robbery to come out to the meeting. And Lord, continue to give us wisdom to make the right decisions on behalf of the citizens of this county. Continue to look after the sick, the bereaved family, and the ones that's fighting foreign wars. Just give us a peace of mind to continue to love and care for one another. All these blessings in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Our next item is item number 3, approval of the agenda for Hampton County Council April 2025 meeting agenda. We do have a deferred item number 5, 5.1, House Solution for Melinda Nettles, represented by Representative Bill Hager. Just got word that Ms. Nettles would not be able to attend this evening presentation to receive her award due to illness. So this will be deferred until our next council meeting, which is the third Monday in April. So with that being said, what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chairman, I offer that we offer motion that to approve the agenda for April the 7th, 2025, with the deletion of deferment of item number 5.1 until our next council meeting.
Second.
A motion has been made and has been properly second. Any further discussion? If none, all those who are in approval of the meeting, the Hampton County Council April 7th meeting agenda, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We're now on item number 4, approval of minutes. Our first approval of minutes is meeting minutes from March 17, 2025, the Hampton County Council Budget Workshop number 2.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from March 17, 2005, Hampton County Budget Workshop number 2.
Second.
A motion has been made and has been properly second. Any further discussions? If none, all those who are in approval of the meeting minutes from March 17, 2025, Hampton County Council Budget Workshop number 2, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Item 4.2, meeting minutes from March 17, 2025, Hampton County Council meeting. What is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve March 17, 2025 meeting agenda minutes.
A motion has been made,
Second.
has been properly second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I sustain from that. I wasn't at that workshop.
So noted. Councilman Williams has abstained because he was not here at that particular county council meeting. With that being said, all those who are in approval of the meeting minutes from March 17th, 2025, Hampton County Council meeting, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? That would be Councilman Williams, who would be abstaining. So I guess you need to raise your hand up to make it official. Thank you. Our next item is item number 4.3, meeting minutes from March 24th, 2025, Hampton County Council Budget Workshop number 3. What's the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the minute meeting from March 24th, 2025, Hampton County Council Budget Workshop number 3.
Second.
A motion has been made, has been properly second. Any discussion? If none, all those who are in approval of the meeting minutes from March 24th, 2025, Hampton County Council Budget Workshop number 3, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We're now on item number 5, presentations. 5.1, as I stated earlier, the House resolution for Melinda Nettles by Representative Bill Hager has been deferred to our third Monday in this month County Council meeting, where it will be presented at that time. Item number 5.2, we have a presentation of the retirement resolution for Wesley Holmes with 30 years of employment with Hampton County government, I think in the public works area. So if council, well, actually the resolution first, and then afterward, council, if you would join me up front with Mr. Wesley Holmes to present this to him. The resolution reads as follows. Well, I tell you what, let's go up front, and then I'll read it while Mr. Wesley is here up front with us. How you doing, sir? Good seeing you. Come on. Yeah. 30 years is a long time. The resolution reads as follows. State of South Carolina, County of Hampton Resolution. Whereas, on August 22nd, 1994, Wesley Holmes joined Hampton County Public Works and retired March 1st, 2025. Mr. Wesley is known as a Christian and has been dedicated to supervising several employees and teaching what he knows best. Whereas, with his dedicated leadership and vision, he was able to be part of several disasters in the county, documenting for reimbursements on all projects throughout his years of service. Wesley gained much respect from his community and peers through the years. Whereas, Wesley has been a dedicated leader and a kind and gracious co-worker, he is widely known to be truly genuine and is seen as a true human being to those who have benefited from his knowledge from being a long-time supervisor of public works. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Hampton County Council honors the outstanding career of Wesley Holmes for his 30 years of valuable service with the Public Works Department. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Wesley Holmes dated April 7, 2025, attested by Altresa Orr, Clerk to Council, and members of County Council, Roy Hollingsworth, Chair, Darren Williams, Vice Chair, Joan Jinks, Senior Member, Dennis Thompson, Jr., Member, and Marvin Love, Member. Congratulations for your retirement. You guys want to go down there and pick everybody?
Thank you, sir. She want to get a picture. Come back where you need to be. You supposed to be.
Okay. Right here, you.
You want your wife in the picture with you?
Yeah.
I have you come over here to kind of balance out the sides over here. So you come around over here in front of me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. I'm sure that you got a to-do list for him.
Thanks, your boss man.
Oh, thank you. As a person who has been retired since July of 2011, I have two things to say to you, Wesley. That was told to me by some old timers when I started working, and they were getting ready to retire, or when they retired. They said it's a beautiful thing, and they highly recommend it. So I'll pass that on. Our next item is item number 6 on public hearing. We have none at this time. Item number 7 on public comments.
Abigail Ashu.
Lorna Ashley.
Oh.
It's a long one.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Library programs.
Hi, hello, County Council and residents of Hampton County. My name is Abigail, and I'm the Deputy Director of the AHJ Library System, and I focus on community engagement and outreach. So we have 2 libraries here in Hampton, our Hampton County Library and Estill Public Library. I am just stopping by today to say, 1, Happy National Library Week, and 2, share some information on some of our programs and how our residents can stay up to date with all of the awesome stuff we have going on. First little plug is our brand new Facebook page for the Hampton County Library. It's the AHJ Hampton County Library on Facebook. We post all of our awesome events on there. Everyone can also check out our events on our website. That has our events for all of our libraries, and that is ahjlibrary.org. This month, we have a lot going on at our libraries. Our Hampton County Library is having a book sale right now, from now until April 12th. So really good deals on some books. You can head over there weekdays from 10:30 to 5:30 and Saturdays from 10:30 to 1:30. Our Estill Public Library is having something called a brick break, where we're doing Lego games and building with our friends and family. So that's on April 9th at 2:30. They also are doing a Gaming Thursday event for our youngsters who love games and fun. That'll be April 17th at 3 o'clock. And then Hampton is doing some crafts for kids. You can come pick up a craft, take it home, and make it yourself. And that's on April 23rd at any time we are open. You can come pick up that craft at the library. But I also wanted to let you know that our system is actively working on improving our community engagement and outreach. So please keep an eye out for us in the community and making our voice be heard of all the amazing things that we are doing. And definitely keep an eye out for our summer reading program. That'll be starting June 1st, and we'll be starting to push that soon to our community. We're pretty confident it's going to be one of our best programs yet, really cohesive program with awesome programs and engaging reading challenges. So hope to see everybody there, and thank you for letting me share what we're up to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dustin McCulley, STA introduction.
Good afternoon, Council.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
really here just to introduce myself. I'm Dustin McCulley. I'm the new project manager over at Southern Carolina Alliance. I've had the pleasure to meet a couple of y'all. I got some information here from our 2024 year, just describing everything we accomplished and sort of just what we do, just a summary of that. So I look forward to working with you guys going forward and handling a lot of the economic questions from these industries moving into the county, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Quincy Jones, Airport.
Evening, council. I noticed on the executive session that you guys are discussing an airport contract or a legal contract, so I don't know if that's the case, if it's my case or not. If it's not, then I would like to present you with the letter from my attorney to Mr. Algie, and I believe to Mr. LeVar has already received those. Can I give you a copy of that? Can I give you a copy of that?
Yeah, you can give it to our clerk to council,
Sure.
Mr. Mr. Jones, yes.
I think that's enough copies here. Just as a brief history for a couple of the newer members, you have to forgive me, I lost my voice over the weekend, which I'm sure most people like anyway, but for the newer members on the council, I've had some legal issues with the county for the last several years. And the first legal issue that we had, this county turned around and countersued me for $144,000. And just FYI, that you lost that case, and it's non-recoupable. I do not want to sue this county again, but I have tried to work this out through the normal procedures through this council, and not one of you have had a chance or taken the chance to address this with me personally, because I keep hearing that the past case is part of this case, and it is not. With that being said, just for the public, on FYI, I want the public to know what's going on here. I have an easement that this county gave me back in 2014. In that easement agreement, if you'll read on item number 4, it says no impediments. Your airport has put an impediment up that restricts airplane access to my property, and that I cannot live with. And for whatever reason, this council has not addressed this with me at all. So with that being said, I just wanted you to understand, and I want the public to understand what it says. On item number 4, or on paragraph number 4, it states no impediments, no barriers, impediments, or obstructions of any kind shall be erected, built, or placed within the easement area which may impede or hinder the free flow of traffic through the easement area. With that being said, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer it, which hopefully that's what you're discussing in executive session tonight. It's just that I do not want to sue this county because, number one, I know the county cannot afford it. But it appears that this council does not care about the agreements they've made in the past. I'm not going to mention names, but I've had one of the county council members tell me in the past what the previous councils have committed to are irrelevant. And that is so far from the truth. But that being said, I'm here to answer any questions. If not, I'll look to hear from you. Hopefully we can hear something back after session this afternoon. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Okay. That includes our public comments. We're now on item number 8, appointments. 8.1, low-cog Board of Directors at-large member. This particular, this is a at-large, which is for a non-elective representative to serve on low-cog Board of Directors. We have a citizen, Mr. Clifford Hopkins, who has been nominated to serve on this at-large board. And council, we're now at the time to decide the approval of this appointment. So what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we appoint Mr. Cliff Hopkins to a Lower Council of Government Board of Directors as an at-large member.
Second.
A motion has been made, has been properly second. Any further discussions? If none, all those who are in approval of the Board of Directors at large member, Mr. Clifford Hopkins, to serve in that capacity for LOCOG, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? I think Mr. Hopkins is here with us this evening. You stand. Thank you, sir. Thank you for agreeing to serve. Thank you.
Mr. Hopkins, please have my phone number before you leave, and I can bring you up to speed on some of the things going on that board.
We're now on item number 9, approval of items requiring council's action. We have 9.1, request approval of airport capital improvement plan.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Council. Christopher Inglesi, Deputy County Administrator. I'm very pleased to present to you the Airport Capital Improvement Plan. This is important for several reasons. As we continue to study the airport and develop it for the benefit of the county, funding sources that will help us continue to improve the airport look to an approved capital improvement plan. So this is setting us up for success when we go out for funding and to find state aviation money or possibly federal aviation money to make improvements to the airport. As is explained in the cover sheet, we have some leftover USDA loan money in the amount of $274,000 that is anticipated to be transferred over to the county with the specific purpose and intention of leveraging those funds as matching funds for grants and other improvements to the airport. So what you have is a 5-year capital improvement plan. It includes several things, most importantly, setting the airport up for lights. There's several prerequisites that need to happen before lights can be installed at the airport. We have to have an approach that's FAA approved without an obstruction-free approach. So trees, light poles, all of that has been studied. And there's certain trees that need to be removed. There's certain light poles that need to have solar lighting on them and be reflected so pilots can see those obstructions as they're approaching the landing. And so all these prerequisites are already being worked on with the help of our consultants and their guidance of the Airport Commission. But then ultimately the goal in about 2 years is to be ready to install those lights. So we'll be looking at some lighting options. We anticipate some grant money to help us with those lights, but these funds will be basically in a segregated account, and we'll be able to leverage them for that grant money to get those lights installed. That's the big project. There's other things in the future we're going to need to plan out into year 4 and year 5. We're going to have to plan for repaving the runway and the taxiway. And also we're working on getting a beacon, which is basically a tower and a light that spins around, lets everybody know where the airport is as you're flying around. So that's the capital improvement plan. I could talk all day about the airport. There's exciting things going on, but tonight this is not committing. What's really important is nothing in here obligates the county to do anything or to spend any money at this point. It's simply adopting a plan. And then when we go to make those grant applications, we attach this approved CIP and say, here's what our overall plan looks like, and this is why we need some funding from you. And the county is, at least conceptually invested in moving those capital projects forward. So we're requesting your approval, and we'll get busy to find some money.
Okay. This should bring us much more closer to the federal standards, right?
Yes, sir. All of this, in fact, I think in year 2 is submitting that NIPIAS application, which we have one big hurdle that we've been working on, and Ms. Suzanne has been a big help getting us some information that's going to help us get over that hurdle. So it's no guarantee, but we're putting
Sure.
all the pieces together for the application, and that'll just give us another feather in our cap to continue to develop the airport and make it it's an amazing asset for the county, and just continue to improve it with a plan like this is going to just continue to make it better, to hopefully attract some industry. Some industry executives like to know you have an airport when they're spending millions of dollars in your county. So this is a gem for us as we think about economic development.
Any questions for Mr. Iglesias? Any questions? Thank you very much.
sir.
You now have heard the request of approval for the Hampton County, for the airport capital improvement plan. What's the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chair, I move we allow the airport committee to go forward with their capital improvement plan.
A motion has been made, has been properly second. Any final discussions? If none, all those who are in approval of the airport capital improvement plan, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We're now on item number 10, resolutions, proclamations. There are none at this time. Item number 11, ordinances. 11.1, third reading of ordinances. We have none at this time. Item number 11.2, second reading of ordinances. Item number A, second reading of an ordinance to propose the implementation of the 2026 countywide reassessment for 1 year. Mr. Administrator, are you going to just mention something about that?
Yes. Good evening, Council. We are seeking council approval to formally postpone the implementation of 26 property reassessment values by 1 year. This action is authorized under the state law and allows counties the flexibility to manage unforeseen challenges without compromising the integrity of assessment. And some of those challenges center around, we've been without an assessor for quite a few months now, and limited in staff shortages in that office.
So what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chairman, I move that, make a motion that we approve 11.2, second reading of ordinance, second reading of an ordinance to postpone, the implementation of the 2026 countywide reassessment for 1 year.
Second motion.
A motion has been made and has been properly second. Any further discussions? If none, all those who are in approval of the second reading of an ordinance to postpone the implementation of the 2026 countywide reassessment for 1 year, show your approval by raising one hand. Show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Sometimes you get tired, Tom.
Give them another year to pay the taxes.
We're now on item number 11.3, the first reading of an ordinances. This is the first reading of an ordinance to amend the county's flood damage prevention ordinance 2012-001.
Good evening again, Christopher Inglesi, Deputy Administrator. This is coming from a community visit from the DNR, who administers, the way I understand it, FEMA program. The National Flood Insurance Program is administered by FEMA, and these representatives from DNR assist FEMA on the local level for compliance with flood prevention and flood management. And so the county passed an ordinance, a flood prevention ordinance, most recently in 2012, although there are older iterations. It's actually been going around since the late 70s in its preliminary form, and then in the late 80s it got solidified, and then most recently that flood prevention ordinance was adopted in 2012. we have been sort of, I use the word audit, but we've got a visit from DNR. They've given us some deficiencies in our practices. We're working to cure those. One of those is this amendment to the flood prevention ordinance, which does two things. It adds, quote, reasonably safe from flooding, end quote, language, which is required language to stay compliant with the NFIP program. And this is important because if we don't stay compliant, those people who purchase flood insurance, which is subsidized by that program, their premiums will go up. So our citizens could be impacted if we don't stay compliant. And then the other thing this does is currently the language in the flood prevention ordinance says the building official will administer a flood prevention ordinance, but this amendment will give some flexibility so that the administrator can appoint the building official or another designee. So I could be the administrator, or any staff person we could train up, that we don't have to pay Safe Built to do that, or we could pay Safe Built to do it. So we have those options. So this is just giving us some flexibility in that regard. Just those two things, minor perfunctory amendments, and that'll help keep us in compliance with NFIP.
Chairman, answer me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. England, does this requirement of us reviewing this ordinance again and renewing it and bringing it up to the standard of FEMA, I guess, does it provide any type of assessment of finding out what the physical barriers are for reducing floods in our area? Or does it, am I on the wrong track with that?
So the ordinance is intended to help prevent damage to property when there is a flood. So when we develop property, we do things per this ordinance. We set it back from a watershed, or we elevate it so that water can flow underneath it. So there's different standards in there to prevent. I don't know if that answers your question exactly, but it's sort of on the micro level, where we're looking at individual lots and development on those individual lots. It's not so much on the macro level where we're looking at entire watersheds. There's other efforts in that regard, but this ordinance doesn't address that
It's
sort
just
of
addressing the
holistic
on-site.
Individual
and
sites at the
on-site.
permitting
Nothing
level.
that would extenuate from the on-sites out to discharging of the water and those kind of things.
That's not this ordinance, but there's other efforts in that regard, yes, sir.
Okay.
This ordinance is at the permitting level, so it tells us if somebody wants to develop their land, do this, get a floodplain, get a flood certificate, construct it with some preventive measures. So if you're in a flood zone, you got different building codes you got to follow, different standards, different requirements, different plans to be submitted. So it is a little more strenuous on the applicant, but it's a requirement as
Well, is there
to
a
be subsidized.
possibility that we could pursue something that would help with the obstructions from the outlying areas? Because, I mean, we got this problem in a lot of places in the county.
Yeah.
And some of it's in very usable. I know we've been talking about the facility at high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if we can, I know we're doing a study with that, but
We'll make
we
sure
want to do a study.
you get an invitation. There's a Salkehatchie River Basin study that's being led by South County Sea Grant Consortium, and they'll actually be on site in Hampton. They're in Colleton and Hampton, all along the Salkehatchie Rivershed, and they're looking at the health of the system, and they're looking at it on that micro level. So I can make sure you get an invite. They'll be actually at the Stanley Arts Center in the next week or two for the group, the cohort that's meeting and addressing some of those more holistic issues. And so I'll make sure you get an invite for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And on that, there's a couple of areas that seem low-lying areas, and when they did the first phase of the airport, they came in and started cutting the trees down, but they left a whole lot of trees across the ditch where water runs when it rains. We need to get back and look at that. If you was, I think I mentioned that to you when you first came here. On the other side of, not Castle Knight, but the person that bought the peanut plant in Walden,
Bowers.
Bowers, that ditch that sits on the other side of his business, it runs from a different community down, and it goes around, all the way around by the airport. I know because I was a little boy walking the woods. I know how it run and it's backed up.
We stood on top of it during that flood. Mr. Jones, myself, and Mr.
'Cause that thing
Stedmeyer.
on the area over
Yeah, in my area,
on your
yeah.
side, it's backed up.
Yeah.
That water didn't have no place to go.
Yeah, we stood on top of it.
That would be a good idea.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
If there are no further questions for Mr. Iglesias, what is the pleasure of council?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve 11.3, first reading of an ordinance to amend the county's flood damage prevention ordinance
Second.
2012-001.
Second.
A motion has been made, has been properly second. Any final discussions on this? If none, all those who are in approval of this first reading of an ordinance to amend the county's flood damage prevention ordinance 2012-001, show your approval with your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Councilman Williams left his lights on. I held him back because we had this ordinance that we needed to vote on.
Next time buy a dead horse.
We're now on item number 12, council's briefing. 12.1, council member Salazian, this is the chairman's report first. Council, you have received letters from the Hampton County Watermelon Festival requesting funding and support for their festival. We also received a letter from Mayor Honey Mitchell, Mayor of Guilford, on their June festival celebration, requesting funding from council. Each one of you all should have received a application form that was actually developed, and let me make sure that I get one to our county administrator. Make sure that Attorney Solomons have a copy, and make sure that administrator and also clerk of the council has a copy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And each council should have a copy of this already, but it is a mini grant application form for anyone who is requesting any type of funding from the county pertaining to any festival that is held in the county that must be completed by that organization and then returned to council for review. And then once council review, then we determine the outcome for that. So,
Mr. Chair,
yes,
can I suggest something?
yes.
I did not see when I read through it, and that's fine. But as a council, I think we need to set a limit that grant can be for if we decide to give a grant.
And I agree, and that would be discussed once we get an application in.
Thank you, sir. Will each person that submit and qualify for the same amount?
Right. Again, this is just the application.
Right.
Because right now, we're not in a position to talk about funding.
Okay.
Because we know nothing of an organization, what their mission statement is, whether or not they are a nonprofit, if they have a federal ID number, but once we have that information received back from the organization, then we can actually um, um, discuss it as an entirety, and then look at the amount they're requesting, and whether or not the county can actually fund that request, or maybe, you know, or based on the situation, based on, you know, what they actually have, the impact that they have on the county with that particular festival or fair. So, but yes, I agree with you, and and that's something that we definitely discuss once we get these applications back, and then we can go forward from there.
Okay.
That's okay with council. The rest of
Sounds
council.
Yes, sir. That's fine.
Good way to go forward with it, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. But I just want to acknowledge that we did receive a request from the Hampton County Watermelon Festival, as well as the
Gifford.
Town of Gifford June Festival Committee on that. The next thing I have is I ask that each councilman provide to me this evening the needs assessment that each year we're required to do a need assessment from LOCOG, and we need to set the priority list. So first of all, we need to know what does the list look like. So if you haven't, don't have it with you this evening, please email it to me, and so that I can get those needs, list of needs to our clerk to council, who will then put it in the format for us to determine our first priority, second priority, third priority, and then which one, and then after we accumulate all of that, we'll determine what our first priorities are down to our last one, and then submit that to LOCOG. I did receive a email from the Hampton County Sheriff Department. This is a vendor's invitation about a community Easter egg hunt, and this information that I was sent in regards to a upcoming community Easter egg hunt, which is going to take place in the Elster area, with an extending special invitation to the Hampton County government for us to participate as a vendor and to set up a booth at the event. I don't know if you all received any information on that or not. Oh, you forwarded to, okay, so our county administrator is aware of it, and I'm sure, and I think, did you send it to council also? Okay, so I think you all know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, all right. So I just want to bring that to your attention.
So we have a plan, or are we going, have you had a chance to decide what it is?
We were waiting on, I was waiting on
That Easter egg hunt is next Saturday, correct? At
Next Saturday.
3, at 4, 3.
Let's see.
At the
It's-
walking trail in
it's
Elster.
April the 19th, the Elster Nature Trail. Yes, it's at 160 Lily Street, Elster.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the event starts at 11 a.m.
Let's see.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, it started from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m.
11, 3. I would have had you guys late.
The 19th, that's right, April the 19th. And this is the Hampton County Sheriff's Office in partnership with Legacy Funeral Home. And they're hosting their 3rd annual community Easter egg hunt. And they're asking for the county council government to be a part of this special event with a booth or whatever.
Is that something we're going to be able to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And I think the last thing I have is, I asked from council It's time for us to do our quarterly evaluation on our county administrator, our clerk of council, as well as our county attorney. So I ask for you to turn in your evaluation forms on the three that we do supervise to me this evening. And so that I can go ahead and put that together and have a summation for you all at the next council meeting. I believe that's all that I have. So with that being said, I will start on my right with Councilman Love.
Yeah.
Do you have any report to give at this time?
Couple of things. Mr. Administrator, an update on the being liaison for Office on Aging. At least for you about their trip, the senior day. You know where they stand with that trip?
We've asked for some context from the Council of Aging Director, and she's to get us a memo by tomorrow.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And also, a couple of things. Want to commend our administrator. I heard they had a good meeting on, I think it was March the 28th. Our administrator met with department heads as well as elected officials, and the feedback I got from it was that they thoroughly enjoyed it and the direction that our administrator has taken the county. They said it was a very good, successful meeting, and we're glad to hear that and ask that continue to happen. So I want to commend you on that. Department head. And also, last thing is Deputy Ricks I understood that the sheriff office was recognized as a civil level agency. Can you kind of tell us, if you don't mind, Chief?
Yeah, yes, sir. Go ahead.
What it means?
Yes, sir. Catherine Smith actually went with the sheriff, and I'll let him speak on it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I attended the South Carolina Law Enforcement Networking DUI Challenge on last week. What it consists of, all the agencies in the state of South Carolina become a part of this group, if you want to call it that. And you do different DUI activities, whether it be DUI traffic stops, crime prevention, DUI, and you have different categories that you will be part of. Hampton County fell up on a 26 officers and above, and you had to write so many DUIs to be recognized. And Hampton County came in third place with the silver award. I would love to have came in bronze or gold, but there's a start.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
And that's for the state of South Carolina, not just this low country, but the state of South Carolina.
Good job.
Yeah. That's,
Good job.
it's all about safety.
Mr. Administrator, that's all I have.
Okay. Councilman Thompson.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last Thursday, Mrs. Orr and myself, we both attended the Low Country Council of Government's orientation in reference to the programs and that they offer. And it was a wonderful meeting, very enlightening, and I'm sure that we're going to be considering working with them with regards to trying to get some grants to help us out with some of the projects that may be coming up in the county in the future. I want to thank you for having the opportunity to go before myself. That's it.
Good. Councilman Williams. Okay. Councilman Jenks.
I have a couple of things, sir. First of all, I want to applaud Mr. Yeomans for doing a wonderful job. He's brought us from a deficit, and we're going the right way. If we be patient, I think he'll dig us out of this hole. Number two, I'm proud to announce, can't give any details, but the greenhouse is actually going to do a groundbreaking ceremony in about a month. Down in the industrial area, Mr. Hollingworth, help me out with the numbers and the time and the date.
Well, I think, is Mr. Justin still here?
I think he left.
He left, okay. Let me see exactly.
Mr. Chris can help us. And this is the greenhouse down in the industrial area that's going to provide some decent paying jobs for the area. I don't know the number of jobs, but this is
With 1,500.
1,500 jobs. They're going to have one building covered growing vegetables in 2 acres, one building. That's the kind of setup they're going to have. So it's going to be a decent organization down there.
One greenhouse covers 27 acres.
27 acres. I said 2 acres.
One greenhouse covered 27 acres.
That's a long house. But most importantly, Chief Deputy Ricks, can you come to the podium for me, sir? We received an email that had me searching for answers, and being the liaison, Mr. Love and myself had a discussion, and Mr. Love asked me to make sure I cover this in my report. So you can give us some more details on the grant you have for the 4 SROs, correct? I've spoken to our administrator and finance team, and just to let you know up front, they have been looking into it and trying to put this together for you. But enlighten this entire council on what we need to be prepared to do.
Yes, sir. Good evening, council, chairman, council, administrator. If I may say, that was a good department head meeting. I attended it. It was excellent. The letter that you got, and I did speak with Michelle just as I came in, that they are looking into it, is for the SRO grant. As you know, each year the state funds the SRO, fund 9 SROs for the schools in Hampton County. And not only do they fund their salaries, but they also fund the equipment, the uniforms, vehicles, everything that an SRO would need to properly operate in the schools. We do have to request for those items, and the grant is a reimbursement grant, which means that we have to purchase the items. Well, we have to first get a quote. After we get the quote, we send it to the state. They vet the quote, and they approve whether it's good or not. Once they approve it, we purchase it, and once we purchase it, we provide them with proof that it was purchased, and they reimburse us. The items that we have, and I think I just put the broad category in my email, that we have still not yet purchased, and we have to have it done by May 31st, or we'll end up losing that money for this year. One of the risks that you run into in losing that money for this year, when you ask for things for next year, you may not get those things. So it's fully reimbursable. Before we even purchase anything, the state has already given their approval on it. And so far, we got 20 items that we have not purchased, and we've gotten quote on 7 of those 20 items. We are waiting for some quotes, or we sent some in today that we haven't got approval on yet. We're waiting to hear back from them, and we're waiting on 3 additional quotes to send to the state. So we're hoping by the end of the week, we will have quotes on all of the 20 items.
I have a question, because I'm all for giving you every bit of help that I can.
Yes, sir.
The question that I thought about a few minutes ago, how long was this process taking place?
I'm sorry.
When from the time that the grant was applied for until we knew we had to have some matching funds?
And it's not matching funds, it's reimbursable funds. The
right.
grant is applied for it has to be completed in March. We've just finished our grant that we are requesting for in the next year. We completed it this March, so we've submitted that. Normally, the approval comes out June 30th. I think this one came out either in August or September. I think there was something waiting for the state or something to that effect.
They're not giving us a grace period because they were late sending it out?
We haven't, that I can't answer. I can't give you an answer on that. Whether
you see
there's
my
a
question.
grace period or not, I can check to see if they will give us a grace period. They did give us a grace period on the last grant. They gave us a grace period, so keep that in mind.
And I'm only saying that because on defense of this finance team, they're fighting frantically, I just said, to keep these numbers rolling.
Yes, sir.
And with the 30-day window, what, less than 30? Which are 60 days?
It's
May what?
about May 31st.
Well,
So
45,
we
50
talked about
days?
About 50 days, yes.
I'm just trying to defend the finance team in advance, that the timing, and I know that they're working expeditiously to get this done. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay, I mean, I need some feedback so we all understand we trying to do it.
And I'm not, nor the sheriff is saying that the finance committee is
No,
not working on it. We just knew we needed to raise the red flag and
Right.
see what was available or what alternatives that we can do to get it resolved. And I think in our next budget year, as we begin to look at this for the next grant, we're going to try to look at it from the standpoint of when funds are coming in. In other words, we're going to stagger the items that we're going to purchase. We're going to look at what items that they have. We realize that the first quarter lead into the second quarter, those are the slim times, so those are the times that we may not even need to be looking at trying to purchase those. In that third quarter, that's when the bulk of the taxes come in, so to
Right.
speak. Those are things that we learned through this budgeting process. So now we begin to look at things from that perspective, that as we look at big ticket items, because one thing coming out of the next grant for next year, and if you remember, it's going to be one vehicle because of the reimbursement of the one that was totaled, and they would not release the amount of money that we receive for it, and they say you can apply for it next year. So we believe we're going to get that vehicle. So
Right.
in getting that vehicle, we look at somewhere around December, January timeframe, trying to acquire that vehicle. And it's a learning process, so we're learning and we're getting better at planning and the budgets. And
I mean, we good. I'm not trying to push that back at you. I just know 60 days, 50 days to put the money together that you need. I just don't think that was enough time for them to be efficient. But still, we doing what we can.
yes, sir, we are where we are at this point, and we can't change that.
Right.
But it's going to help the county, and it's going to help
Right.
the sheriff office tremendously, because they're providing some things that we just can't provide in the county. So our SROs will
right.
be fully equipped, and they will be fully trained, and they will be able to take care of our children in school.
Right. So, I mean, just don't forget to ask the question if we can get a grace period to give them some more time, an extension or something.
Check on that first thing in the morning.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I think it was clear that you've already spoken to the administrator, Ms. Gatson, about this, right?
Yes, sir.
And they've already said they'll do what they can. So I think it's clear that they're going to work on it the best they can.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna put Ms. Pamela Smith on the spot for a second.
Okay.
Okay, you want to talk about the north end?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I make one more comment? Let me make one more comment in terms of
Oh, go ahead.
another piece we're balancing is delivering the radios to the sheriff's office, invoice of just over $562,000. You got to take your attention back to the trash compactor and the CAD system that we had to find money. So those monies are been parked in escrow for a few months now. So we're working through the details of servicing those invoices invoices to the county as well for the sheriff's office. So that's the delivery of sheriff's radios. And from my understanding, radios have already been delivered in some capacity. So we're looking to address those invoices.
Okay. You want to say something?
I was just going to echo what he said. They have been programmed, and we are now shuttling the vehicles to Columbia to have those radios installed. Handhelds we have received, and we reprogram those, and we have those out on the streets now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening again. I'm going to talk briefly about the Narcan machine, the vending machine that was placed in the lobby of the law enforcement center. The detention center partners with New Life Center. It's a coalition that they have with various agencies, and we meet like every month or so. They have a meeting. The Narcan machine, I think some of the citizens are thinking that it was paid for by tax dollars. I saw some negative feedback on it, but that is not the case. It was funded with grant money through the New Life Center under the opioid program that they have. The vending machine is placed in the lobby during the business hours of 8 to 5. The public is able to come in and just press the numbers and get a Narcan. As the inmates are being released out of our custody, they are able to go to that vending machine and receive, punch in the number and get the Narcan. It is free at no cost to the public or to the offenders that's leaving our custody. It is a corrective action to help rehabilitate. The drug addiction is extremely high in our county. And the goal is if we could save a life, I deal with a lot of people that's coming into the detention facility that is, once they get in there, if they're using drugs every single day. And what we see is fentanyl, meth, heroin, that's the stuff that they're detoxing off of. So to see somebody in that crisis is very bad. And we're dealing with it more and more in our county. So if we can help give them that Narcan for free as they're leaving our custody. And as a matter of fact, I had a gentleman released today, and he said, can I get 2? Because I may need it. And I know his status, so he needs it. He will need it to save his life or somebody else's. So the program is a great program. It is, you know, some people say, hey, well, you know, it's like we're not promoting the drug addiction. We're trying to save lives is the goal when you look at it in a positive effect, and it's free. It wasn't funded by tax dollars at all. So it's a great thing to have the vending machine there for public use as well as offenders leaving our custody. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. I saw the great collaboration between yourself, the Sheriff Department, and New Life Center. Could you please tell, what was her name, the director of New Life again?
Nicole Smith.
Nicole Smith,
Yes.
thank you.
And the lady from you remember her name, the lady that was, that wrote the grant for,
The director, I do not remember her name offhand.
Stephanie something.
Yeah, it was Stephanie. I don't remember her last name. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hollywood, one more question to the young lady. You got your answers? Yes, ma'am. You good? Okay. Okay. I'm done.
that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
We're now at item number 12.2, county attorney's update.
I have nothing at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Item number 12.3, our clerk's update. We're now at the administrator's report.
Nothing this evening, sir.
We're now on item number 14, executive session. 14.1, discussion of the receipt of legal advice concerning or pertaining to the airport. What is the pleasure of council?
Second.
A motion has been made, has been properly seconded. Any further discussion on this? All those who approve that we go into executive session, show your approval by raising your right hand. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We're now going into executive session.